Hi guys, welcome back, and another look at Atari VCS Space Invaders for the Commodore 64, preview number 5 now. So I've made some more progress since the last update. Got a few more things now introduced since preview 4. I've added dynamic IRQ removal. I've added removal of the shields for when the invaders get near them. So I've added the vertical movement and removal of the tanks when the invaders hit the ground. I've also added scoring into the actual game as well. So we'll just start this off. So it's getting there, like I say. So I've got the scoring, got a bit more debug on screen just for my own purposes. See they all drop down now, so you can see with the obviously the rasters, it just indicates how it's working. Scoring you can fully see, and obviously the top right hand screen I've got the debug for the scoring. I just put that in initially just as I was testing this. So now we'll just pause this a second. So at the moment there might be just a slight tweak to the invaders because they're nearly about the right height above the shield, so there might just be about 1 pixel difference, so I may just tweak it slightly. I'm just obviously still studying the original, comparing it, and any fine tuning I'll just adjust it ever so slightly. So I might just start from the whole sheet of invaders 1 pixel lower. But yeah, it's not far out, like I say. I had to do some clever reworking on the vertical movement. If we just get rid of these two, and then you can see the dynamic removal of the IRQ there, and add that to my score. So again they drop down now. Yeah, so the clever bit on the moving down of the invaders stems from the fact that you've got a 10 pixel high invader in a 21 pixel high sprite. So if you start moving these things down the screen, eventually they're going to fall out of sync. So, and this is just something you've just got to handle on the 64. So if we go down now the shields have gone. So we're into that. And I've not put any speed increases of the invaders yet. That will be coming very soon, probably, because I'm getting bored of them now, traveling at this really slow speed. So I will speed them up at some point next. But the invaders, if we just let these progress now, I think probably go down screen. So this might take some time. But there's a counter up here. And you'll notice we're talking about the vertical movement. It says A. So the amount of pixels that the invaders are now going to drop next is 10, which is the invader height. But because you've got this quirk of 11 pixels remaining in the sprite, the next time you drop it can't be 10 pixels. So you've got to make it 11 pixels just to bring them all back into synchronization with one another. And to make sure that they hit the shields at the right time and to hit the ground, the base. Otherwise, it just all goes out of kilter, no matter how many aliens are left. So you've got to alternate between this 10 and 11 constantly. So that's just saying now the next amount of pixels to drop down will be 11 pixels, and then it'll switch back to doing a 10 pixel drop. So there you go. And we've got these little indicators, flags here. So that one is saying that shields have been removed. The top one is just ready for when it's dropping down, and then when it hits the ground, which should be coming up soon now, because I don't think there's many drops after the shield removed. There's only about 2 more drops, and then it just gets rid of them all. So are we there now? Are we on this one? Yeah, there we go. So that's it. Game over. Just like the original game. There's no reset yet, but obviously I'll key that in. That'll be the game reset will be on key 9 on the actual game. But you can see how it's progressed, and I'll probably just add in, I say, sort of the speed increments next, and making sure that there's a bug on the original game where you'll see the invaders drop down diagonally. I think I might have mentioned this in the past, and it's because he doesn't, Richard, that is, who coded the original VCS version, he doesn't wait for an even pixel boundary. He does bring it all back into sync, but you'll see the invaders move down diagonally either on the left or the right when the speed changes, and that's probably because it's changed on an odd pixel. So because they're only doing single pixel increments when they start off, then they go to double pixel increments. So I'll fix that. Somebody's commented, do I want to put in that, like, sometimes the explosions, you don't always get an explosion on the original VCS, and do like blank ones. I could fake it, but the game I've fixed that so that you'll get the explosion on every. It's just to and every hit. It's just to do with the syncing on the original game. Rasta time was absolutely critical in terms of cycles and what have you on the original VCS version. So we've got a bit more time to play with. So this 64 version works. But yeah, there's all sorts of little built-in quirks, and there's some additional Easter eggs like in the game, which I knew about. I knew about the double firing one for the player you could activate, because I found that by accident when I was about 7 or 8 years old myself. But there are other ones which you can, if you just move like the joystick left and right about three or four times on the before you start the game, and then pressing game reset, I think you can activate something like what is it now? There's invulnerability cheat. There's also a homing bullet cheat as well, so you can move your bullets left and right under player control, which is an interesting one. And then there's another one as well. So I think there's about 4 hidden away there, and whether I introduce them all or not, I don't know. But that's something for me to think about once I've got all the basics, because the next stage on this will be when you start the game. It will be obviously you'll have your tank, which will flash so many times, and you'll have the number of lives showing up, and obviously the invaders don't fire yet, so all that's got to be added in, which that will be the interesting one, because there'll be character bullets. So that'll be my first foray into doing character bullets. I don't think I've done character bullets just yet. I've plotted characters on screen from sprites like Quasimodo, footprints in snow and things like that, but I should imagine it'll be too much different. And then there's the collision with the shields as well. The shields obviously are characters, so something else that I've got to work on. But you can see it's progressed a little bit. Pretty pleased again. So I'll just keep chipping away as and when I can. So yeah, it's a brief preview 5, but you get the idea of what's going on now. And we're getting I think we can definitely get a version of this game for the 64 in some fashion. I think it's looking more and more likely. The more work I do on it, I think we're getting to the. I think it's definitely a doable thing. So it's just how long it's got to take. I have no idea, because I do want all 112 variations in the game, and I'm probably definitely going to put a title screen, and then maybe there'll be an additional where I'm toying with like a revamped, like a slightly revamped version, like update the sprites, the look of them slightly, the ground and the UFO and stuff, and maybe putting a little background or something, just to do a Redux version as well, alongside, which will sit alongside, and you've got an option to choose the normal version or a Redux version. That could be in there. So it's all early design stages on that at the moment. I'm just toying with ideas and stuff in the background, so I'll probably put something like an announcement out in weeks to come or something. But yeah, preview 5, there we go. Hope you like it. Progress is coming along. I didn't show you, but I've also added in the on the tank when you're in expanded mode, the difficulty mode. Obviously, it fires to the center of the bullet is to the center of that tank. But there was a bit of a debate of whether I should expand the bullets as well, because that would make them line up perfectly. It's because you're in when you're using like double pixel mode and you're rotating, not using single precision and stuff on 64, you can't get things lined up bang on. So it's a little quirk, obviously, if when you're using the MSB stuff on the 64 when you're moving sprites over the 255 boundary. But and I don't know if that's what the issue was on the VCS. I don't know if it was just a timing issue why the bullets were always out of sync on a lot of VCS games by a pixel or two. I'm assuming it was down to timing more than anything, because I think it would have been corrected otherwise. But yeah, so I don't know. There's a debate of whether I should make give you bigger bullets even though you've got the difficulty of expanded tank. It might be work, or we just keep it the same. It could be an option on the title screen, something like that. But yeah, so there was lots to do, lots of work behind the scenes to going on with this. But it's definitely. I think I've definitely got something here that we can get out. This will be another Atari game on the 64. Like I said, been quite a few in recent years, but it's looking more and more like. And then obviously sound will be the big one. It'll feel like the game once the sound goes in. So getting that sound right is going to be tricky, but Sid Chip should be able to handle it. So that's on the agenda, and then obviously trying to decide where the sound player routine comes in with the raster time and all the dynamic rasters. I don't know where I'm going to shove it yet, but it might have to go right at the top of the screen, given all the other calculations going down at the bottom half screen. And then that's another thing as well. There might not be an NTSC version with this because it's the way it's going on. I think if an NTSC version was done, I think you probably wouldn't use sprites. I think you probably have to use like high-res bitmap mode or something like that. But yeah, I'd be surprised. Maybe somebody could do an NTSC version somewhere out there, a game like this. But it's just that much calculation stuff going on in the bottom border at the moment, and it's not optimized, so it will come down. But yeah, it's an NTSC version not going to be likely, I don't think, at the moment. Purely just for what's going on, but you never know. I may find a way around it all. But yeah, so there we go. Preview 5. Hope you like it. If you're not subscribed yet to the channel, please do subscribe, like the video if you can, and get a gauge of who likes these things and who doesn't. Leave comments as always. Love reading your comments, and thanks for all the subscriptions recently. We had quite a few subscribers since the last video, which is nice. So appreciate that. Check out again updates on my X or Twitter feed, whatever you want to call it, and comments on other forums like Lemon64 if you're around on there, and sometimes updates on Facebook groups, 64.com Facebook group page and the Zap64 one. Tend to leave a few bits on there every now and again. So thanks again. I will see you in preview 6, whether that will be. I'm not entirely certain how long it'll be before the next update, because we're getting more involved now, so it's going to get trickier and trickier. So it probably, I'm expecting the updates to be further apart. I mean, I've managed to do this like every week so far, 3, 4 and 5 pretty much. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Like I say, it's not an everyday thing. It's just as and when I can get to it. But yeah, so preview 6 is the next one, with probably speed increments of the invaders, I would hope. Sound probably won't go in for preview 6, but if I can get anything else in there, like hitting the shields, maybe destroying parts of the shields. Not that you want to destroy your own shields, but people seem to do, don't they? I always remember you just cut a channel into the shields just to get a bullet through the middle of it, which is a bit weird, but I think a lot of players did that. And maybe get the black and white mode sorted as well. That could be another thing. I could get the black and white mode in. That would be an interesting one. So that'll be on key 2 on the keyboard. So I think I mentioned it in the previous video. So key 1 will be power, key 2 will be color or black and white. 3 is your difficulty for the player 1 or the left player. For the right, player 2 is key 7 for the right difficulty switch. 8 is select, and 9 is going to be game reset or restart or whatever you call it. And I might add in a pause mode on run stop, say, and then we can have some fun. We can have like the Redux version or something, and that might be just an option. And then the gameplay might change. I don't know under the Redux version. I am thinking of doing something extra, but that's way off into the future. Let's get all this done first with 112 game variations and stuff. I've set it up as well, ready for Invisible Invaders in the background as well. So I think things like that, that's quite simple to do. So and then we've got to do things like think about moving the shields, which is interesting because that'll be characters. But all good fun, all coding practice as well for me. So yeah, it's good. It's I'm really happy with it so far. So let me know your thoughts anyway, and I'll catch you in Preview 6. Thanks again, guys. Take care.